Hey everyone, it's Ethan Ormis back here for another video today, and welcome back to the channel, guys. We're here again for yet another video today. We're here to talk about the CDL recap of Major 3, of course, and let's fucking go, boys. Your Toronto Ultra are your Major 3 champions, which is fucking awesome. Let's fucking go, baby. Obviously, very, very hyped about this. I said when I was making my predictions video, during that video, I said I'm gonna try to actually watch COD this weekend because I haven't been watching much this year, and I watched so much COD this weekend, and I'm so glad I got to watch this. This was so awesome. Shout out to the COD League, for real. This was absolutely fantastic. A really, really great event all around, to be honest. Shout out to Toronto, of course. This this looks very familiar to what happened to Toronto back in Cold War, where Toronto is a decent team. They aren't a bad team by any means. They end up making a roster move, and it was one of their better players. That roster move ends up really working out for them, and they end up winning that first event with the new roster. So we'll see what that'll look like for the rest of the season, of course, but obviously a fantastic way to start their team. This team now obviously undefeated at the major. They had a very, very good run. And shout out to Toronto Ultra, of course. Scrappy takes home the MVP, so shout out to Scrappy, or Scrap. That's, of course, awesome. He's a beast. Yeah, two rookies on the team as well, Scrappy and Hixie. We had three rookies in the final, which is pretty awesome. Shout out to, of course, Scrap, Hixie, and Ghosty on Texas, and of course, I feel bad for Texas. I really, really do, of course. They end up going all the way from losers at round one. They make the bracket run in losers to unfortunately fall in Texas to Toronto, so that really sucks. But obviously, I'm Canadian. Toronto's my team, so shout out to Toronto. Obviously, I'm very happy, but again, you gotta feel for the Optic boys, of course. Optic had one hell of a run, especially because they weren't looking good after that Boston series. It wasn't really a close series at all. They go down to losers. They barely squeak by the Ravens. Then they get some steam. They pick things up. They pretty handily beat the Mutineers. Similarly, beat the Surge. Similarly, beat the Breach. Similarly, beat Atlanta. And then, unfortunately, they just fall flat against Toronto. They still had a very good showing, don't get me wrong, but here's a look at my predictions for the weekend, of course, that I made. I had Atlanta winning the event, even going into Championship Sunday. I was talking to my friend, and I said I'm still going to stick with my gut and go with Atlanta, but I'm glad it wasn't Atlanta. I'm glad it was Toronto. So, yeah, of course, I ended up getting winners round one wrong. I had originally put LAG over Seattle, then I switched it to Seattle over LAG. Then I'm like, you know what? No, I have a little more faith in LAG, so LAG over Seattle. But obviously, that did not happen. So that was the only winners round one that I actually got wrong. I did pretty well for the rest. Atlanta and LAT I got right. Boston and Texas I got right. Toronto and New York I got right. So then you go to losers, and again, I did pretty well there, where you have... I guess it was Vegas and LAG. Vegas win. Vegas had a pretty good little run as well, so shout out to Vegas. If they get into winners, honestly, who knows what could happen. I feel like that's a big confidence boost for that team, and they could definitely benefit from that starting in winners, so who knows what will happen for Major 4, but... Yeah, I ended up getting that series right, technically. I had Vegas winning, so that's all that really matters. LAT beating the Rocker. Rocker didn't win a map, got swept. There is got to be a roster change for this Minnesota team, and I am wondering if it will be GodRx in for Attach. That's kind of what I'm thinking. We'll see. I feel like Attach is the one to go, unfortunately, but we'll see what happens then. Texas 3-2 over London. I had that perfectly right, and of course... Very, very surprising to see the New York Subliners finish top 12. So, Major 1, they win. Major 2, they place top 8. And Major 3, they place 12, top 12. So, what does this mean for New York? Is there a roster change for them incoming? Perhaps. Only time will tell. We shall see. So then, of course, the rest of the bracket again. Texas making this crazy, crazy losers run. Obviously, my final was very wrong. My top 4 was very wrong. The only top 4 I got right was FaZe and Texas. So, yeah, I struggled to say the least this weekend, but yeah, I mean, it happens, you know. But yeah, of course, here's a look at the full bracket once again. And again, just a great event all around. To be fair, but yeah, bottom 4: LAG, Minnesota, London, and New York, which is pretty surprising considering the rosters of Minnesota and New York. And I'm still surprised the Gorillas ended up placing there, but yeah, top 8 for the Thieves, Mutineers. Very surprising for the Thieves to be there, of course. Top 5, top 6, perhaps the most shocking, which is Vegas and Seattle. So shout out to Vegas and Seattle. 4th goes Boston, 3rd goes Atlanta, 2nd goes Texas, and 1st, of course, Toronto. And I think, is that all I wanted to talk about here on Twitter? I think so. Oh, no, this one as well. So, fun fact, only 2 rookies in COD history have ever won their first pro LAN event they attended. So shout out to Hixie, shout out to Scump. Of course, plenty of players have won their first event, but pro LAN event is the key word here, of course. So shout out to Hixie for winning on LAN, which is pretty cool. And I also learned this weekend that with Insight and CleanX winning this event on LAN, it is also their first LAN championship win. They've only won online. So again, shout out to Insight and CleanX, which I'm very happy for them. Of course, those are my OG Toronto boys. And then I think that's really it. I guess here's the standings right now. I'm intrigued to see what the standings will look like for this upcoming major. Of course, Major 4 up next now. Atlanta in first, which is kind of surprising, but I guess they just have overall higher placings than Toronto. Of course, they both have a event win now, though, so yeah, and then now your Major 1 champions falling down the ranks. They're now in 4th, and I wouldn't be surprised if they end up falling to, like, middle 6, to be honest. Like, or, well, not middle 6, I guess, like, middle 3, from, like, this 5 to 7 range, or maybe, like, 6 to 8 range. I could see them falling somewhere in there, which is pretty surprising because, again, I mean, New York looks really great at Major 1. They didn't look as good at Major 2, and really didn't look great here at Major 3. But, yeah, I definitely think there are some roster changes to come for some of the league. I wouldn't be surprised that the Gorillas made a roster move. I feel like the Rocker are bound to make a roster change. Excuse me, in my opinion, there's no way that they don't. And in the subliners, I think as well, they will make a roster change. I don't really think anyone else will. I don't think London should. I need to see something from London, and I think this team can definitely play very well together. They just need a little bit more time together. Florida, still a fairly new team, so I think they can definitely benefit from some more time together as well. But yeah, I mean, if we take a look at the upcoming schedule for Major 4, of course, starting at the end of the month, I'm excited to see. I just can't take a look at it, I guess. That's nice. But, yeah, I mean, we have matches at the end of the month. We've got, almost 3-week break? Is that what it is? Yeah, almost a full 3 weeks off. So, yeah, I'll try to make some content for you guys on this channel when I can. But we'll see what happens, of course. So, yeah, with that being said, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy. Let me know your thoughts on Toronto winning this event, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.